What's up, everyone? It's your boy Infrar-Ed. Welcome to the Scout Reports. Today I'm bringing you an anime review of Mahou Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku, aka Magical Girl Raising Project. Fall is here, and this is the first fall review for the Scout Reports. We're getting ready to go in with this anime by Studio Lurch, who always go in on their work. They're fresh off of doing Danganronpa 3, which was another phenomenal series that I wish I would have gotten to sooner, so I could have brought you guys that greatness too. But don't worry, your boy got you. I'm going to pick up this series. I am in for the ride, and I've always been in for the ride for it after I read what this series was going to be about. So with that being said, let the world of dream and magic begin, as the first thing that you see in this series is a room full of dead girls on the ground with blood splattered everywhere, corpses everywhere, and one girl standing in the middle with that yandere smile and a gun. And we're not even 1 minute in and we get to see her kill a shadow goon, and I am going to love this shit. This series is about a mobile game called Magi Pro that gives one person out of thousands a chance to be a magical girl, and the main character, Koyuki, she's very relatable because we all have been addicted to a mobile game or a free-to-play game before, just like what we're seeing in this series, where you have to go through a daily grind, get drops, get items, get stamina, and whatnot. But what I like about Koyuki so far is that she is not a NEET. And that is a very refreshing take for me and this type of genre, because they always feel like they need to go back to have the main character be a NEET. All they do is live to play the game. But this character in particular, she just plays it for fun. She does it in her spare time, even though she does like it very much. So once again, already get a clap for that, for making this a more realistic type of approach to this type of series. I am also getting a Madoka Magica vibe to this series overall, from the tone and setting all the way up to the opening, which has the typical magical girl type of feel to the opening. It's upbeat, it's happy, it has that epic violin to it that gets you, feeling all nice and fuzzy. And also, from the opening, I can already see that my best girl is going to be Ripple, the ninja girl, whose ability is to guaranteed hit with one of her shurikens, as it's going to be 15 girls in this series, and each girl has their own special ability. So that's going to be fun. Looks like it's a vast variety of characters to choose from. I see another favorite in the opening as well, as a girl that looks like she's a knight and has an epic sword just like Saber from Fate Stay Night, so I'm definitely ready to dive into that. Our main character, looks like her ability is going to be able to hear when people is in danger. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's good, but compared to other powers out there, like we got espers, we got people with guns, just being able to hear people's thoughts when they're in danger, I don't know, that sounds like a sidekick type of thing. But we'll just have to see where this story goes, because I just got a feeling that it's gonna go in, it's gonna go dark, and it's gonna be amazing. In addition to Koyuki herself, we also have a character by the name of So, or Sota, who is a boy that she grew up with, and we see him in a flashback as he shares the same love for magical girls as Koyuki. But he's a boy, so it's really relatable in that sense, as well, as he tells her, I love magical girls, but I'm a boy. I can't say I like magical girls around my friends, and I can't be a magical girl, because whenever you see boys in these type of series, the only thing they can be is mages. But you're my friend, I can talk to you about it, so we're gonna be otaku buddies in the life of magical girls. So that is very good as well. It's pretty nice to see that in this medium, because I know how that feels. I've always liked Sailor Moon, like back when I was younger. Now imagine liking Sailor Moon and already kind of being looked at kind of silly because you like anime, and growing up in Detroit. Yeah, let that simmer in. I wasn't really too keen on telling people that I enjoyed Sailor Moon until I got to a point where I didn't care what people thought about me. But I can understand where he's coming from completely from that. He gives her like this little keychain, and the two make, the typical we will always be friends type of promise. So there's that, another character introduced into this series. But one day while Koyuki is playing the game, she actually gets a notification that if she presses now, she can become a magical girl, as it looks like she's won the contest. And there's always been a rumor that this can happen, and there's been news reports going around that people have been going around, saving people, all types of things in the city, but no one can catch them or see them or prove it. So it feels like it is just a rumor. And she's on her way to dinner. She gets this notification. We've all been there before. And before she does it, she presses a button, cue the transformation, and she is now a magical girl in the real world. And this little mascot in the game, his name is Fade. he basically breaks down what she has to do by saying that you can't collect magical candies by going out in life and doing good deeds, you know, or whatever deeds you want to do, because I'm pretty sure somebody's out there using this for evil. And what I mean by that is, whenever she achieves something, she can either erase that person's memory, or if someone sees her, they can make themselves appear as blurry in photos, which matches up to why it's a rumor, because no one can prove that this is actually happening. This mascot Fave says he's also been monitoring her gameplay, and she is the perfect magical girl. That's why she was chosen. We get the chance to see some of the other magical girls in the typical mobile game type setting where you see them all in chibi forms talking to each other. However, Koyuki, now known as Snow White in this world, is invited by another magical girl to actually meet her somewhere in the real world so they can train. And she also tells her more about the world. This magical girl in particular, her name is La Pucelle. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, La Pucelle, and she's actually the Saber character that's from the opening that I'm also jacked about. I would say second best girl in the series. We just have to see how things go between her and Ripple. So she breaks down the world to her a little bit by saying magical girls, they travel in duos, they can travel alone, and some of them even travel in groups, as there is a group of 5 out there that I can't wait to see that's traveling, but we didn't get to see them yet. She also warns Snow White about a particular magical girl by the name of Calamity Mary. And she says Mary is dangerous, she's an outlaw, stay away from her at all costs. And just by saying that, I'm 100% positive she was the person that we saw in the beginning who laid waste to all those magical girls with the yandere smile in the gun. But the biggest surprise of the episode is that La Pucelle actually reveals to her that she is actually Soda. What? Wow, wait, did we just get a boy as a magical girl? I mean, if you think about it, they never said you had to be a girl to be a magical girl. This is a video game, and all of us who play MMOs and other type of games, we probably all created that female character, or we know somebody that have, even though it's a guy. But to actually go back and dial back to that, to him saying that he wished he could be a magical girl and now he gets a chance to do that, that's a pretty big step. That's a pretty big stride in this type of series. And it really just shit on Sword Art Online, as it was so bullshit as to why Kirito was the girl in Sword Art 2. This time he was like, hey, I want to be a girl. This made me a girl. I can do it. And actually when he transforms, he's 100% girl. So that's pretty interesting. Interesting to see where that's going to go. And overall, I am interested in this series and see how it's going to turn out, as she's going to go ahead and train Snow White. At the end of the episode, or actually after the after credits, they get a message from Fave saying that all of the magical girls have to meet up because there's 15 of them and he needs to track down or cut down that number in half. So this is where the bloodbath is gonna begin. But it is seriously hard not to try to compare this series to Madoka Magica. I actually see it as Madoka Magica mixed with Batum, mixed with Danganronpa. And it's not necessarily a bad thing as well, because it is an interesting spin and keeping up with the modern time by using the free-to-play mobile game model. So I'm very interested in seeing where this series will go. My thing is these magical candies. They are very important for some reason, to the point that this is what these group of girls are going to have to collect in order to survive. So one have to wonder, what's the purpose of these magical candies? And I think, even though it's going to be a little bit predictable, I think they need these candies in order to stop from turning to one of those goons or one of the villains that you fight in this game. Because where do they come from? They have to come from something. And it will be super predictable if they actually turn into one again. We still want to see the blood happen nonetheless. So that's my thoughts on Magical Girl Raising Project. First impression, I am in, I'm strapped in, I'm hoping for good things. Of course, as always, we're going to give it the 3-episode rule, but it's off to a strong start, so I don't think we're going to need it. But guys, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments. Are you going to watch it? Are you going to stick with it? What are you excited for? What characters are you digging so far? And also, if you like this video, go ahead and drop it a like. And if you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's not a shortage of content for you guys to indulge on this channel. As a matter of fact, be sure to check me out tomorrow as I review the much awaited return of Iron-Blooded Orphans Season 2. Cannot wait to get into that. And Monday, we'll have Trickster, so I have a first impression of that as well. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. As I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. And I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Infrar-Ed signing out. See you soon.